Hello everyone, welcome back to Railroad Tycoon 3, the Baghdad Railway. Just looking at goals. We have 10 years left. No we don't, we have 9 years left because we've got until January 1915. Obviously we still need to haul 20 loads of clothing to Istanbul. That is a requirement for bronze. There are 2 loads of clothing basically in Istanbul right now. Add that to these 4 and these 7 and then these 3 and a bit. That's 10 and a bit, 14, 16, almost 17. So we need another 3 really, which we can easily do with another train going from not Aleppo, but Adana. Just make it a... Why the fuck is that here? Is this a bug? I feel like this is a bug. I feel like this should not be here at all because it says 1966. And I don't remember it being there in the last part. These are about the same in terms of hill quality. Average, acceptable. So it's got better fuel economy and obviously it doesn't need water. It's got better reliability. Better... It's cheaper to buy and cheaper to maintain. Lower top speed. It's actually better on hills. Slightly. Yeah, I'm just going to go with the 2D2. And then that will satisfy the bronze goal by the time that arrives. Yeah, I really have no idea why that is here. But, anyway, so that is bronze satisfied once that train arrives. I mean, this train's like only just started. In fact, this train's actually got longer to go because it started at Aleppo, not Adana. Once we haul, or rather once we connect up to Baghdad, which we will do assuming we keep getting 200 loads every year, 200 miles of track every year, we can connect to Baghdad and that'll be silver. And then for gold, we need 20 loads of oil to Istanbul, 4 weapons and 4 ammunition to Baghdad. So, oil to Istanbul. The only oil that we can haul to Istanbul comes from Baghdad and Basra itself. So at some point we are going to need to obviously... Well, we're gonna. That's the main problem. Is obviously we're going to need to connect these up, which is still going to be a few years. But then we're going to need to actually get oil from Baghdad to Istanbul, and we need 20 loads. Which, okay, it's not actually that much because. There's already 27 loads, so there's just so much oil in like Baghdad that it's not really a problem. This distillery is apparently profitable, but it actually isn't. And the same with that one. How very odd. Yeah, I really have no idea why that diesel's available. I can only think it's either a bug or some weird event in the setup. I'd need to watch previous parts and see if it was available then, because I really feel like that should not be available, and it might have something to do with custom locomotives. I'm not going to buy it for the sake of this scenario because I honestly feel like that's a bug and that shouldn't be there, because by comparison with like these locomotives it's very overpowered. Like this will do 60 miles an hour up a pretty steep slope. So yeah, I don't feel like that should be there. It's not 60 years too early anyway. So I guess all we can really... Okay, economy back on track. I guess all we can really do right now is wait for extra track. We've already satisfied 14 loads of steel. It's quite incredible, really. And here comes lumber, going to Istanbul from Ankara. Lumber going to Aleppo from Adana. Yeah, get more steel and blah blah blah. Yeah, so we're going to get the 200 miles of track easily. Which train is the closest to Istanbul? I don't really need this train, but I guess we can keep it. So this train's actually the closest to Istanbul right now. How are we for grades, actually? Because I know I checked this last time, but I just want to be absolutely sure. So, all around here the grades are fine. Yeah, the grades around here are pretty damn nasty, going back uphill. The thing is going to Istanbul, it's obviously downhill, so really we're not going to need the trains after they actually make it to Istanbul, because they're probably not going to operate at a profit because they're going such a long journey. Even though the delivery itself will make like about $500,000, because of things like maintenance and fuel, and also just the fact that like profitability goes down the further you travel, or the longer it takes you to travel, I should say. These trains are probably going to operate at a loss overall. That is a ridiculously profitable dairy processor. I will just casually buy that. Because to be fair, I don't actually have to spend that much money because I'm not bothered about like company book value or industry profits. They're just a means to make money. And of course, that's what they do. They make a shitload of money. But I don't have to buy them. That's the point. But I may as well. Politely is still okay with a small station, but I think later on we're probably going to actually need a medium. Saying that, like, the only real new building is that church, which is easily covered, so yeah, we're fine. Lumber mill, paper mill, I can't quite afford it, but I want to buy that. There we go. So Ankara, despite actually being like the modern day capital of Turkey, not that big in this game. The main, I'm actually willing to bet that the capital of Ottoman Empire, or like Turkey, or Asia Minor, or Anatolia, or whatever it's called at this time, is actually Istanbul. And to be fair, Istanbul is pretty big. Right, can I issue stock? I can. So let's pause the game, build the track, and then buy out some more industries. So we have 200 miles of track. Yeah, it's still a long way, to be honest. And the problem is no matter how much lumber and steel I haul, I'm only ever going to get 200 miles of track at a maximum. We can afford stone bridges, that's not an issue. And also actually makes it a bit faster. So that is us out of track. So I mean, you can see this is where we start building track, and that's 200 miles. And we still have to get from Deir az-Zawr, or how you pronounce that, to Baghdad. And to give you a rough idea of how far that, or how many miles of track that is going to require, this is me building from Baghdad 200 miles. Yeah, so probably going to need about another... Well, we're going to need 1 and then 2... Yeah, another 3 years, I reckon. So, January 1908, January 1909, January 1910, I reckon we're going to connect to Baghdad. But for now, I'm going to just connect this up, build the bridge. I only really want one bridge. Yeah. I'm just going with stone because obviously that means that the trains don't actually have to slow down or anything. Not that that's going to be a massive issue. Okay, that's really embarrassing. Like, the way that I've built this, I'm actually going to have to build a medium station to cover 2-house town. That's really embarrassing. There's literally nothing here. No one wants to go here. No one lives here. Yeah, that's really kind of not good. But one thing I was thinking is, since we have to haul ammunition to Baghdad, ammunition is currently not produced anywhere on the map apart from at these Istanbul ports. And they make ammunition from oil. So why wait to get the oil all the way from Baghdad to Istanbul and then go back again, which you're obviously not going to have enough time to do? Why not build an ammunition plant in Aleppo or Gaziantep or just anywhere where there's steel? Because as far as I'm aware, you need just steel for ammunition. The problem with this, of course, is that we need the price of ammunition to be sufficiently high so that the ammunition is actually being made, and therefore the price of steel needs to be lower than the price of ammunition, which in Gaziantep mines it is. In Adana it is by far not. Aleppo, again, is an option. So, realistically, I'm probably going to build it in Aleppo, simply because that is closer to Baghdad. Problem with that is I can't really haul the ammunition to anywhere at present. Like, I could haul it to Ankara, I guess, but that is still like a pretty long way. Is there anything else I could maybe haul to Ankara? Clothes? Yeah. So, it might not make any money, but it might just save us a bit of time. So that as soon as this connection is made, we can just get a train to deliver a load of ammunition. And unfortunately it's 1.8 million. Rather than having to go to and from, like, Baghdad to Istanbul and back again, which we're not going to have enough time to do. Growing prosperity, so hopefully this also requires chemicals. So if we started supplying it with chemicals, it'd actually make even more ammunition. But there is a lot of steel here. The problem is the price of steel is actually quite expensive here. We could also obviously build like another one in Gaziantep mines. So where are chemicals? There are 6 loads of chemicals on the map. Chemicals are supplied at these warehouses, as are tyres. Interesting. So there are actually some chemicals here. So we could go... Well, we actually already should have Adana to Aleppo. Oh, we're actually getting automobiles from Istanbul. Not that we need them, they're just supplied at the ports. Right, new train available, the G4. I believe this is a... Yeah, this is a new custom train. So it is woeful on gradients. It's also actually not that fast. It's cheap. It's got good stats. Passengers don't mind it. But it's really slow. I have been told, though, that the cargo weight is actually sort of miscalculated here, and it's actually more accurate. So, for a full train of 8 cars, you actually want to look at 4, because for some reason it's like doubled up. But even then, it only actually has a top speed of about 30 miles an hour, or 32. That is a really awful train. I can't think why you would want to use it, when you could just use, like, this. Or like the P8 or something, I don't know. Maybe I'm being harsh, maybe it actually does have a secret purpose. So we've hauled 10 loads, there's 7 on this train, and there's like 3 and a bit here, so when this arrives, then we're done. This is taking a long time because it's got to wait for track to clear. Why is it waiting for track to clear? Ah, because of this train. Yeah, we can probably actually make these like just regular normal priority now. Problem is that does actually stop the train. Also, when I finally connect to Baghdad, I'm gonna sort of rebuild this track and just tunnel through here and make the gradient a bit better when I've got some excess track. And again, the game sort of shakes to make me think that there's like some kind of earthquake or something, but it turns out to be nothing. Could also actually refinance these bonds. Officers uprising in Istanbul and also stock split 2 for 1. Young Turks force Sultan to reinstate constitution, hold parliamentary elections. How's that going to affect things? I mean, there's not really much point now because, well, I guess there is. I could reduce it by 3.6%. On 8 million dollary dues. So that's 240. Like $288,000 a year. Really, it's probably not worth it at this stage. Like, if I'd have done it maybe 10 years ago, yes, it would have been worth it, but... Okay, so we have, again, like 200 miles of track. This town is absolute shit. Sorry to anyone who lives here, but for the sake of this scenario... There's just nothing there. Right. Yeah, I think we're going to need another 2 years. I don't think that's possible in 200 miles of track. Unfortunately. Right. We've done 20 loads of clothes, so I can make this just a normal priority train now. As can that. And that. And Adana Aleppo. Which is better, the 2D2 or the P8 on hills? Yeah, the P8 is actually better on hills. Yeah, P8 is better on hills. Okay. Adana Aleppo. These probably don't need to be high priority, but we'll just leave them like that. Why is this train unprofitable? Ah, because it's just going up from Adana to Istanbul. Okay. So, how is my munitions factory doing? It is... Well, it's making munitions, but it's not making much money. The reason being is the price of ammunition is less than the price of steel. So, let's actually build a munitions plant. Is that the reason why it's actually losing money? Because that's really annoying. Because there's a shitload of... and also this steel mill's losing us money. So... 0.7... divided by 110... Yeah... And then revenue, 0.7... Yeah, I think it's just because the price of steel is so expensive in Aleppo. And I think that's just because there's a massive demand for it because of the tool and die. So what we need is somewhere like Gaziantep mines, and then let's build a munitions factory there instead. Are there any mines that I don't have, that I've not bought myself? There's this one. That's been there since... That's only been there like 4 years, so... Yeah, that's not profitable enough to be worth buying. Really all I could do now is just kind of wait for track to become available. Since I can't satisfy any of my other objectives until we connect to Baghdad, and once we do connect to Baghdad, that is silver in the bag. Come on. I actually thought I already issued stock for this year. So again, we're going to get the 200 loads or 200 miles of track very easily. I don't need an upgrade. So we are in economic prosperity. Company making decent cash. Not as much as last year though. Don't know why that is. So this munitions factory, yeah, it's barely doing anything. That's the problem. Distillery in Aleppo. Let's just buy that. Steel mill upgraded. It is producing ammunition, just very, very slowly. Anyway, further 200 miles of track. Oh god, we are so close. It's not going to be enough. God damn it, I've got to wait one more year. Just one more year. If that's the difference between gold and silver, I'm actually going to cry. I mean, to be profitable and still have the shortest route, I think I have taken the shortest route. But I could have maybe built it sooner if I'd have hauled more lumber and steel. Boom times, that is good. Right, so munitions factory, this steel mill, whoa, okay, is not doing anything anymore. There's still steel, but it's not really being produced, it's more being hauled, and the reason for that, actually I'm not sure, because the coal and the iron are less than the price of steel, so in theory this should be making money. See, this steel mill's making money, but then the munitions just aren't being produced, and the reason for that, surprise surprise, the price of steel is now higher than the price of ammunition. Well, god damn it. Ugh. Is there anywhere else I can get munitions from besides Istanbul? Because we're not going to have enough time to get a load of oil to Istanbul, 20 loads of oil to Istanbul, and then convert 4 of those 20 loads into 4 ammunition, And we've got to deal with weapons as well. Okay, the weapons are actually already, like, in Istanbul, so that's not necessarily a problem, because it turns clothes into weapons. Don't ask me how that works. Istanbul's the only place we can haul weapons to Baghdad. So basically, January next year, I'm going to build this track up. Istanbul will be connected to Baghdad. I'm going to build a train, high priority, and it's just going to go from Istanbul to Baghdad, and another one going from Baghdad to Istanbul, and also, like, Basra to Istanbul, because there's a shitload of oil in Basra. They're all going to be high priority trains. They're going to be like the fastest train possible on the flat land, and then up on the mountains, like through here, probably going to convert it to a shade. But the advantage being that if you convert a train that is already going, it will go at the same speed, although obviously it will slow down because if it goes from like a 2D2 going at 50 to a shade with a maximum of like 25, it'll rapidly decrease in speed from 50 to 25, which is quite hilarious. Especially if you go onto like sandbox mode and convert like 300 mile an hour electric going at 300 miles an hour to something like a planet, you for like 2 seconds have a planet going at like 200 miles an hour. It is pretty hilarious to watch the wheels just spin out of control. But then obviously by converting it, I'm going to reduce fuel stops. Yes, it'll be more expensive. Yes, I won't make as much profit, but it just decreases the chance of crashing or like breakdowns and all the shit like that I just don't need because I do not have enough time. I'm only going to have 5 years, which is barely enough time to actually probably get from like Baghdad to Ankara or Istanbul in the first place. Wow, okay, we need lumber. Why is lumber not being hauled? Weapons are being hauled to Ankara. It's kind of interesting. Where the hell is lumber? Why is lumber not being hauled? Why is lumber not being hauled? Where is lumber? God damn it. Ankara to Istanbul, please haul some lumber or something. Oh god. No, this is a disaster. We have to haul lumber. Like at all costs. Just. Oh, for the love of God. Seriously, why is lumber not being hauled? This has never been an issue. And then all of a sudden, lumber's just not being hauled. Why the fuck not? What is going on? Get it hauled, guys. Oh god, it's no longer profitable to haul. Well, shit. What do I do about that? Well, then we haul it to somewhere else, but we don't have any track to do that. Oh, please tell me that 20 miles is enough to actually connect up. With 20 miles... Right, if 40 miles is not enough track to connect that to that, which it should damn well be, then we are seriously fucked, because we've lost another year. Okay, good, it is. Right. All the track is electric. Now, Baghdad Railway completed. Joining peoples of the Empire together, line will bring lasting peace and prosperity. Good. So, that means that we've got silver. So we just need 20 loads of oil to Istanbul. I say just, like it's going to be easy. 4 weapons and 4 ammunition to Baghdad. Okay. So there's no ammunition in Istanbul, the reason being there's no oil in Istanbul to convert to the ammunition. Again, don't ask me how. Clothes turn into weapons, meat turns into cheese, ports are warehouses are very mysterious. So 4 loads of weapons to Baghdad. Right. As well as 4 loads of ammunition to Baghdad, which again we can't do. 20 loads of oil to Istanbul. So the oil has to come from Basra and Baghdad, and we're basically just going to haul all of it. Is the simple thing. So let's just go to the class 500. Actually, it's going to be a 2D2. So, Baghdad, any oil, and then anything on the way back. I don't care. Waiting for track to clear. God damn it! High priority. And copy. Right, okay, so that is 13 loads. So we're going to want the same thing. Starting in Basra, hauling any oil. No, wrong damn one. God damn it. That is what I wanted. And then the same thing. And is there actually any more oil? Nope, but we don't need it anyway. So that is 21, like 27 loads somehow. So we don't need all of it, but yeah. And we only have 10 miles of track left. And we are going to need something that's going to be like the reverse. That's going to need to be weapons going to Baghdad. And then Baghdad is just anything on the way back. Although, realistically, it's never actually going to do a Baghdad to Istanbul journey, so that anything may as well be nothing. We don't really care. Right. So that is hauling 6 loads of weapons to Baghdad, so when that arrives, that'll be fine. Just want to make sure I don't have any like extra high priority trains that don't really need to be high priority. Ankara to Istanbul is hauling lumber. Yeah. Okay. Aleppo to Adana. Why is that high priority? I don't really know, so I'm going to make that normal priority. Gaziantep mines to Aleppo. Wait, is that actually profitable to haul steel? It is, so okay, that can stay. I don't know what that's about. I guess these can just stay. Ah! Yeah, yeah, lumber is only slightly profitable to haul. But it is actually profitable to haul, which is the main thing, which is good. So we are hauling steel, that is not a problem. But we're not hauling lumber. We don't need track at the moment, but obviously it would be nice. And now we are hauling lumber. Towns and cities have stopped accepting unprocessed oil and coal. Yeah. Probably not going to affect us. Really? Actually, they've stopped accepting unprocessed coal, so the coal now has to go to the steel mills. So that's kind of good. Atlantic is now available, so the advantage of that is it's probably faster on flat land. Now the G10, however, is again a custom loco. It is... oh shit.